Most important person on the Michigan football team right now is Hassan Haskins. If he can continue to bleed yardage, as we used to say in the olden days, and keep the pressure off of Cade McNamara, and he can do some play action and do some of those quick passes, I think that will go a long way. I honestly think, however Ohio State plays this weekend, win, lose, or draw against Michigan State will determine if I believe Michigan can beat Ohio State this year or not. I think how they prepare for Michigan State, and I'm speaking of Ohio State, will give me a really good indication if this is the year that Michigan beats Ohio State.
Let me get there quickly then. What about Michigan State this week? Because, I mean, you see what Ohio State did to Purdue, and you're just thinking to yourself, does Michigan State have that kind of game in them? Does Michigan have that kind of game in them? I mean, that is elite stuff. But we have not seen that every week out of the Buckeyes.
Well, because they are not a veteran team. They're uber talented. They have a lot of talent on their team, but they're young, and I don't know if they know how to come and play at that level all the time. When they come to Ann Arbor, it's going to be a different environment. They may very well be ready, and they may give us their best shot, which their best shot is something that we really have to be prepared to take. But I'm not so sure that this team is mature enough to come in and week out and be prepared to play. So beating up on a Penn State team, I don't think that's a heck of an accomplishment. I like to see them coming in Ann Arbor ready to play. Then I'll be a believer. I'm not taking anything away to what Ohio State has done over the last 8 to 10 to 20 years. They've been a good team. But this particular team this year, I'm not sold on that this is a national caliber team.
And Braylon, if not this year, though, for Michigan, and I know we're glossing over the Michigan State game, and I certainly don't want to do that, but, you know, we're talking Michigan right now. Yeah, but if not this year, then when do you beat Ohio? I said this in September, before the season even started. When you got a freshman quarterback at Ohio State, you've got the game at your place. If you don't beat Ohio State this year, when are you going to beat them? And especially, now I didn't know that Hutchinson and Ojabo were going to be as good in September as they turned out to be, but Aiden Hutchinson is most likely, when it's all said and done, going to be a number 1 or a number 2 pick in the NFL draft this year. Ojabo is probably going to be a top 15 pick in the NFL draft.
He'll be top 10.
You have 2 defensive ends on your team that can get to the quarterback. 2 top 15 NFL draft talent on the defensive line against a freshman quarterback at your place. If you cannot do it now, when can you do it?
Here's a secret. You ready for this? Never. And this is why I say that. They are a really good ball club this year. They've played much better than any of us anticipated them playing. They found pieces time and time again. They found players. They've come up with players. You're like, oh man, where'd this guy come from? And the player looks to be, Anthony. You look at what he was able to do in the Michigan State game. You look at Brown when your boy Bell goes down. Ojabo when you're talking about Aiden Hutchinson early in the year. But next year, Ohio State's team maturates. Everybody's coming back. Like this whole team that you're talking about is young. Dad's talking about is young. They're a young team and they're trying to figure it out. Well, after this season, they will have figured it out. You're coming back. It's not like you're coming back and they're missing pieces and you're adding the youth that you had this year, but now you're coming back and you're experienced and you're more mature. Guess what? They are too. It's got to be this year. This is the year you have the jump on them. This is the year you take it. It has to be this year for me. Like, I don't even have to go in depth with that answer. It has to be this year. They're coming to the big house. You have what you need out of Cade McNamara. Cade McNamara is a quarterback, doesn't turn the ball over. That's all I need. He can make the throws when it counts. He doesn't turn the ball over. They have enough. They have enough in the wide receiver in the skill position. They have a dual threat at running back with Corum and Haskins, who love playing that role. They love playing together. They play better when they play together. Offensive line play as well. On defense, they get it. Like, they get it. They are going to be the disrupting force that can help them beat C.J. Stroud and Ohio State. It has to be this year.
Well, Ryan, you say if not now, when? I think this is a different staff and it's a different culture that's being developed in Ann Arbor. So even if they don't win this year, I still think down in Columbus next year, even though losing Ajabo and Hutchinson, they still might have the mentality and the development that looks like there's taking place in Ann Arbor now to beat them maybe next year or the following year. Yes, Ohio State is extremely talented. Yes, they're extremely young this year, and we're playing well, and we think we're going to lose 2 first-round draft choices this year. But I think there may be some players on that team that are coming up that we can do. They'll be able to do it next year, if not this year.
They will go to Columbus with an upperclassman at quarterback in Cade McNamara. He spoke with Molly McGrath after the game. Really remarkable stuff. And I want to ask you guys about J.J. McCarthy. Saturday was the first time we had not seen him in a game this season. Has he played his last game for Michigan in 2021? Is it Cade the rest of the way?
Or ever?
Well, don't get crazy now, Maz. Don't be talking to me about no transfer portal.
Hey,
I don't even want to
back next year, right?
I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Please, no. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.